What is going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of 407 Rangers. It is your host, Raymond Tapia. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. Turn on your notifications when I'm about to upload a post, the highlights, or go live, or go on a stream, things of that nature. So I will have the highlights uploading very shortly. Guys, I just been I was extremely under the weather yesterday. I was in no like I was gonna go live last night after the game. I didn't even care if it was like 1 in the morning, but guys, I was just sneezing like crazy. It's not even that I'm sick. I think like I just have some weird allergies going on, but I just felt like I was in no condition to go live last night because you would have just saw me sneezing like crazy, trying to blow my nose and things like that, and I was just like, nah, there's no way in hell I could do this. I'll just wait till I get better. So thankfully, I'm feeling much better than last night. So we'll go ahead and talk about this game. I mean, as I said before, that win did not fool me, and for this reason, of course, they had the lead, and then they blew it and lose by 2 goals. No surprise there. Now, if you ask me, believe it or not, this was a game I actually wanted this team to win, because if you guys saw what Molly Walker had posted earlier, Jacob Trouba pretty much in that locker room was like playing a circus song, trying to, poke at the New York Rangers, trying to say like this team is a circus and things like that. Which I don't know why he did that. It's like, fuck you. You used to play for us, and you weren't any better being a part of the team. It didn't matter if you appeared in the playoffs and had your little moments like that. I was just like, wow, what a slap in the face. But unfortunately, the Rangers couldn't get it done, and I'm sure Trouba got even more of a laugh out of it because not only did he get to play the circus song and try to humiliate the team, he also got the win as well and sweep the Rangers for the season. So I'm sure he got a little chuckle out of that, and Chris Kreider as well, because you guys know they both got traded out to the New York Rangers, things like that. So it's pretty much like an Anaheim Ducks revenge tour for these guys. But anywho, so I guess for the shots, because the Rangers were doing good. That was the crazy part. Like the first period, they were actually dominant, but within the second period, that's when things got like downhill for the team because the Ducks started actually hitting their goals, and now they were actually catching up with the team. So the Rangers had 22 shots, Ducks had 26. For your hits, the Ducks had 29, the Rangers had 20. For your face-off wins, the Rangers had 30, and the Ducks had 26, which like surprisingly the Rangers do lead the league in face-off wins, but somehow like they don't lead the league in everything else. And here's the crazy part: they had 2 power play goals out of this. The Ducks had one. So for your power play percentages, the Rangers had 50, the Ducks had 33, and then the Rangers had 3 total penalties. Ducks drew 4 penalties. This team could have had at least 2 more power plays out of this, but it is what it is. Block shots, the Rangers had 14, Ducks had 11. For your takeaways, the Rangers had 5 and the Ducks had 7. For your giveaways, Rangers was at 18 and then the Ducks were at 20. So like I said, the turnovers were pretty much the factor, and of course Braden Schneider. Like I said, guys, that guy pisses me off watching him play for this team. And you know what? I will not forgive Drury if he does not trade this guy. Like, what do you see in Braden Schneider still? I really wish I ran into Chris Drury personally, like in person, in New York City. Because I wouldn't even cuss him out or anything, or no. I would legitimately ask him, what do you see in Braden Schneider that the fans are seeing that makes us believe he is not the guy? And I would actually try to hear what the hell Chris Drury has to say. Because, like, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. You got rid of Jimmy Visa, you got rid of Ryan Lindgren for the same problems. But for some odd reason, you can't move Braden Schneider, who was probably the worst out of all of them. That's insane work, man. Insane work. I don't give a damn if he has a couple of goals this season. Braden Schneider just sucks. Like, point blank, period. And if there's people out there that really try to defend this guy, God bless your soul, man. For real. Bless your heart. Because there's no way. No. Like, this guy's just got to go. Now, as y'all know, they do play the Kings tonight as well, so they have a back-to-back game. And I believe they play the Sharks Thursday as well, so they pretty much got a real tight West Coast schedule. Oh no, they play on Friday. So yeah, tonight they play the Kings, which they're gonna be in LA. Now I listen, if they couldn't beat the Ducks, I don't know if they're gonna beat the Kings. I mean, if you ask me, they would not. I wouldn't be in shock if they go to the West Coast and get swept by all three teams. Like, this would not shock me one bit. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at with the Rangers. I mean, even with the trade deadline moves and things like that, you just cannot expect them to just actually be in a wild card spot and catch up and play all these games and things like that, because it's already too little too late for this team. At this point, all you can do is just make this team watchable for the rest of the season. Like, that's where you got to be at with this team pretty much, because the playoffs and the wild card, that's asking for a lot out of this team, man. It truly is, because like I said, they have to win 24 more games, and now they're down to 33. So guess what? That number is going to slim down, because if you were asking the Rangers to win 24 out of 33, now going on 32 games, that means like they'll be pretty much 10 to less than 10 games away from that gap shortening, and then it wouldn't even matter because you already surpassed the 20 mark. And even if you get your 24 wins, you're going to be way past that, because you started getting your wins when you was like down to freaking 15, down to 15 games. Like, it'll be too late for that. So that's why I have no expectations for them to make the playoffs. Like, I'm not like, guys, I don't like being like that, but I'm telling you, I'm just seeing the writing that's on the wall. That's all it is, man. Like, that's all it is, because right now that's asking for a lot. It really is. So at this point, we can only hope we get a watchable core for the rest of the season and just face the music that this team ain't making the playoffs. So at this point, you can only just hope that this team is just going to be watchable once Panarin, Trocheck, and everyone else from the team starts to move on. Like, that's your best bet, because, like I said, the playoffs, it's mission impossible for this team. It's going to be impossible. Like, anybody who thinks they're going to the playoffs, I really do want whatever you're smoking, because man, that optimism is absurd. It's very absurd. And if you're a real Rangers fan, you just gotta face the music, and you just gotta hope that Drury does not fuck up on that deadline deal as well, because we don't know what Chris Drury is gonna get out of those guys. And Minnesota apparently has been hawking real heavy on Vinny Trocheck. So if Vinny Trocheck ends up to the Wild, I'm gonna just need my flowers, because I pretty much called and said like the Minnesota Wild might pick him up and use him as a second line center. But Panarin, apparently he's getting looked at by Dallas, Detroit, Washington, Colorado, and Minnesota as well. So we'll have to see where Panarin exactly is gonna go. I mean, the fact that he's like acting confused, like that he's leaving, it's like they didn't give you an extension. That How did that not give you any clues that they're going to move on from you? So it is what it is. I am gonna miss Panarin's time here, absolutely. I'm sure everybody else will too, because he was fun to watch even when the teams were bad. So nobody can sit here and say, Panarin was a horrible player. It's just time to move on from these guys. It's time for a different picture, a different core, a different era of New York Rangers hockey. It's just that plain and simple. Like, you got to move on from everyone as much as you can if you're really going to retool this roster. But like I said, guys, I'll keep y'all updated for tonight's game as well, because now I'm feeling a whole lot better, so I'll be able to actually go live tonight with no problems. And we'll see what happens with this Kings game. I mean, like I said, the bar is it's like meh for me. So I mean, the one thing I can say about last night, Brandon Hoffman did do a lot better. Like he showed a lot more life after his first NHL goal. So it's nice to see that Sullivan is starting to give him more ice time rather than him just gaining a goal and then he only gets 10 minutes a game type shit. So at least you got that. JT Miller once again has 2 assists, so he's on the verge of having, I believe, 30 points, which is crazy because this man keeps putting up points, but it's unnoticeable because of how bad he's been playing. It's just wow. Sorry, guys, I got the meanest cotton mouth right now. I don't know why, but this is just crazy. Let's look at JT Miller's points right now. Yeah, this guy has 30 points, and you don't even notice. That's crazy. You have 30 points in the season so far. You have 19 goals and 19 assists, I believe, and 11 goals, and nobody has noticed because like everybody's like thinking you're such a bad captain. That's crazy, man. That is absolutely ludicrous that he has those points, but you can't notice them because you get so mad at his errors and things like that. And Panarin, of course, he had an assist and a goal. And Zibanejad, he had an assist. Vinny Trocheck had 2 assists as well. So, as always, increasing his freaking trade value. Matthew Robertson, surprisingly, he had a goal, but he was kind of bad as well because he was like -1. So he had a couple of bad moments, like with the turnovers. Gavrikov surprisingly had a goal, but he was -2 as well. So Gavrikov didn't do too bad. I'm surprised Uwe Vakanainen didn't go crazy like against his former team. So that's pretty interesting as well. But you had Gauthier, he had 2 goals. Killorn had scored himself a goal. Mason McTavish. And then I'm surprised Becca Senek didn't freaking have anything. And then you had Viel, he had himself a goal as well. And then Jackson Lacombe had an assist. Hellison and Michikov, he had himself an assist. Jacob Trouba, surprisingly, he had himself an assist as well. So, damn, that's just like, that's fucked up. That's just crazy. You let Trouba do all that and he gained an assist. That's trolling at its finest right there, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll keep you guys updated for the next upcoming game tonight. I know it's going to be a late night one because they play at 10, and the game won't probably end till like midnight, so I probably won't be able to go live till like 12:30, 1 a.m. ish. We'll see. But as always, y'all, thank y'all for watching. Um, I don't even know what more I can say or what this team can do for you guys because it's so much going on with this team. Like you're just like whatever. Like, and I don't blame any Ranger fan. I can totally understand that you guys feel like emotionally, mentally drained from this season, and you're at the point where you're just like, it doesn't matter what they do, you just don't care anymore. So I totally get it. But as always, y'all, thank y'all for watching. I will be uploading the highlights shortly.